So let's say you launch a campaign, you followed some initial steps I mentioned to get yourself positive ROI and into the green. And you're letting data run the show, you're following data to know what actions to take next. And now you're wondering, hey, what should I do to scale up and increase my profits? Well, one of the very first things you should consider is to increase your budget. Again, in the previous lectures, I showed you how to do a whitelist campaign, so you're likely spending only the daily max or minimum, of $50 per day on your campaign. So the obvious next step is to actually increase your budget to $100 per day, $150 per day, or more. Now, to do that, let me show you how, and I'll also give you some pointers as to what you should consider when scaling. So once you're in MGID, all you have to do, find your campaign and simply find the settings button. Once you're there, you're going to find the campaign settings, and once you scroll down, you'll notice the limits here where you had initially by budget. What you want to do, of course, is increase it to $100 or so. Now, how much should you increase your budgets? I would recommend that whatever your limit is currently, you should 2x it. So if you had a $50 daily limit, you should increase it to 100. If you have 100, you should consider 200. Some people do 3x. It's really up to you. And at this point, if you're getting conversions, you should be getting at minimum weekly payouts. What that will allow you to do is not just use up your budget that's laying in your bank account or whatever. It will help you recycle money that you're earning from your conversions. If you're doing more volume, you should consider getting daily payouts. Again, this will allow you to do higher limits, higher spend, and higher earnings per day because you can just recycle that money quickly. Now, if by any chance you increase your budget during the way and for whatever reason your ROI suffers, then that's a sign that you should step back. Put the budget back to where it was previously and it was last seen profitable. So, for example, if you had $100 daily limit and you increase it to 200 and all of a sudden you're not profiting, dial your daily limit back to 100, keep it there, and then find out what's going wrong. If that happens and you're still running a whitelist campaign, then chances are it could be that your ad creatives or landing page isn't as strong enough as you imagine. Perhaps you're trying to scale a campaign that is too low ROI wise. So if you're trying to scale a +5 ROI campaign, then when you increase it, maybe it's not going to be profitable because that ROI is too low and you want to increase it by using some strategies or techniques I've shown you in a previous lecture. Now, how much ROI should you have when you're increasing your budget? That's going to depend on you, your comfort level, the campaign, your current situation, etc. Generally, people tend to agree that plus 30% ROI is enough to scale up. I'm comfortable with that. It's really up to you. Sometimes you're going to have way more of an ROI depending on your targeting and depending on your ad creatives. But 30% ROI, if you're comfortable with that, your current situation allows you to do so, go ahead and do so. But just keep in mind the main principles. Increase your daily budget by 2x or so and let it run like that for a day or two, depending on how fast the data comes in and it's consistently still profiting. And then once you notice that everything's still working fine, then increase the budget again. If it doesn't work, dial the budget back down to where it was last seen profitable and find out what's going wrong. That's pretty much it for the very first strategy on scaling a campaign. Hope that helps. This is Paulo Purdue from libertyblueprint.com. I'll see you on the next lecture discussing the next strategy. Take care.